flying every day missions over Kuwait. So, and there are thousands of Kuwaitis are enrolling in recruiting and so on. So everybody has a rotten apple on them. But please judge the Kuwaiti people by the aggregate, not by the small people they represent. And I'm proud of them.
We'll be right back with Prince Bendar on Larry King Live and some more phone calls after this.
We have learned that since the beginning of the Allied air campaign, there have been more than 200 people executed in Kuwait. During the past week alone, within a 4-day period, there were 65 Kuwaiti men and women who have been executed by the Iraqis for subversion.
If a ground war starts, should they go all the way to Baghdad?
I don't think so. I don't think so. It will not be necessary.
Kuwait, stop.
Correct. And the rest we leave it to the Iraqi people to take care of it.
You now have a Saudi POW.
Yes, unfortunately, we have what he's actually his stature now is missing in action. And the sad thing, it's a very personal thing to me because he was my student when I was in the Air Force.
Well, he was shot down yesterday?
He was shot down yesterday.
Gaithersburg, Maryland, for Prince Bendar. Hello.
Yes, Prince. I find it beneath contempt to suggest that the Iraqis would march their own people into a death trap while it's been established beyond a shadow of any doubt that this was a public shelter. Second, it is rather naive to suggest that what is happening in Jordan, it only reflects the sentiment of 3 million Arabs. While we know that Jordan is really a gauge because there are democratic freedoms in Jordan, and if you had those similar democratic freedoms in Saudi Arabia or in Egypt, or in Syria.
So I'm going to ask you to can we frame a question, sir?
My question is to the Prince, is how would he see the future of Saudi Arabia, knowing that this royal family has participated and utilized the destruction of the only viable Arab country?
Thank you for your question.
Your wife?
Thank you for your question, and I think you are entitled to your opinion. You're just wrong, sir. We did not participate in the destruction of this Arab country. We are the country that supported Iraq for 8 years to win its war against Iran. And the destruction of Iraq is the cause of one man, Saddam Hussein. In fact, this reminds me, when I was in Moscow a few months ago, former Foreign Minister Shevardnadze looked at me and he said, Prince Bendar, I am sad because those tanks that rolled over Kuwait were Russian tanks. I looked him straight in the eye and I said, Mr. Minister, you said, I am sad because we paid for those tanks. So we did not participate in the destruction of Iraq. Saddam Hussein did.
We'll be back with our remaining moments on Larry King Live after this. Herndon, Virginia, for Prince Bendar. Hello.
Hi, Prince. I just want to say I really appreciated this show tonight, but would like to get your opinion on the Arab viewpoint on Saddam Hussein's bombing of Israel. Was he bombing military, command and control post, or was he bombing civilians?
Saddam Hussein was bombing civilian areas in Israel, as well as civilian areas in Saudi Arabia. And I have always believed that Saddam Hussein was never going to attack Israel in a serious way.
No.
You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because he told me so. I was with Saddam Hussein, and this is important for my Arab brothers who are watching, and particularly the Palestinians who think this guy is the champion of their cause. He isn't. In April, you remember he said, he made his famous statements, he will burn half of Israel? 2 days later, I went to see him. At his request, King Fahd sent me there. And you know what his message was? He wanted me to go and assure President Bush and Prime Minister Thatcher that he didn't mean it, and he just said it to mobilize his people. Now, this is the man who now tells us he's championing the Palestinian cause.
Can you explain something for us? Can there be fighting during Ramadan?
Oh, yes.
There
yes.
can?
Oh, they can.
Is there a dispensation for it?
The dispensation is that the fighters, the military people, will be excused from fasting if they can't do it, and they have to redo it at another time after the war.
Alexandria, Virginia, hello.
Yes, Mr. Ambassador,
Sir.
there was a video today showing trucks involved in looting inside Kuwait, and these trucks had Jordanian tags on them. Do you have any evidence that Jordanian citizens have been involved in the looting of Kuwait?
Oh, absolutely. It is tragic, but it is true. And the Jordanian, not all Jordanians, but the ones we see on CNN at least, take pride in saying Kuwait doesn't matter and Kuwait should not be. And it's ironic because nobody helped Jordan more than Saudi Arabia and Kuwait.
Ground action sooner than later.
I believe so.
Pak's son, King Hussein, is now irrelevant.
I believe so.
When is this going to end?
I hope sooner than later. But I am confident it will be sooner than later, and I think the American people and the coalition countries and the world at large should rest assured that we are on the right side against wrong. We represent the international legality, and we have the moral high ground, and we will prevail against this evil. This man is not just a tyrant, he's a criminal. And we must not let our spirit be dampened when people like some of the voices that support him attack us. Because Larry, remember one thing, if there's a hijacker and the legal authority and the police go in to rescue the hostages in the airplane and one of them accidentally gets hurt, it doesn't mean they were wrong. The hijacker is still a hijacker, and this man is a hijacker.
We're out of time. Thank you, Prince.
Thank you, Larry.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.